Hello guys, and welcome back to Strategic Command World War II World at War with our first ever PvP. Today's going to be a very exciting day in real life for me. And I guess I'll go over that in a second. We got some movement. He's completely retreated the Egyptian front line. He's running around in Ethiopia, not attacking like I thought he might. Trying to do sub-attacks on docked ships. Running 5 damage to a cruiser, a British cruiser that he tried moving into the Mediterranean. Maybe he was trying to do an offensive there. Ooh, he's got maritime bombers in Canada that just dealt some damage to our subs. Okay, we can't get too close to there anymore. Alright. Reinforcements over by the Soviets, naturally. You got the snow over there coming in, but now he's going on the offensive with some snow on the ground, prompting some of my interceptors and his escorts. His planes took 1 damage, mine took 1 damage. Then he does the bombing, but nothing really happens. He's got that core up there. I don't think that was there before. No way it was. Moving a lot of things back. Full retreat. Holy shit. He just did like a full retreat almost in China on the southern half, roughly. Just, oh my god, 5 damage to a battleship? 5 damage to a battleship. He just bombed us for 2 damage. Dude, it doesn't matter. 5 damage for a battleship? That's insane, dude. That sub did get a little beat up. He's going after it with everything, man. Everything he has, he's going after it. Holy shit. Oh my god, he might actually kill his first one of my non-Italian units. A heavy cruiser? Took 1 damage? Yeah, it's a heavy cruiser. Battle cruiser? A carrier. Yes. What the hell? Oh, he just desperately wants to finally kill something. He just desperately wants to kill something. Jesus Christ. And he failed. Hopefully we can get it to safety. He almost finally killed one of my units, and it was an injured submarine. But he didn't actually kill it. You could tell he desperately wanted to if he's using battle cruisers to try to sink it. Congressional isolationist called U.S. Navy to return to the West Coast. That means he's probably gone too far away from... He's probably preemptively put ships by Pearl Harbor. Yeah, okay. Communist partisan activity expected. Lots of raiding success. South African corps seeing attrition. Atlantic walls up. Egyptian nationalists rise up or something. U.S. oil embargo hits Japanese morale. He's sending a lot of British ships. He's going on the offensive with his navy. So that's why there's so much movement. But he's running into my units, which is causing problems. The moment I take El Alamein, he's going to benefit, by the way. I take El Alamein, and he'll get a free unit spawn over by Israel. So the Yamato battleship is ready to be deployed. That's hot. The 3rd Bulgarian garrison is ready to be deployed. That's hot. Let's put that right there. The 2nd Romanian garrison is ready to be deployed. That's hot. Let's put that right there. There you go. So garrisons in. Wow, dude, that was exciting. Holy crap. He finally almost killed something, a sub. He tried so hard to kill it, dude. That was hysterical. Why am I scrolling so fast? So with Germany, we have some research available too. Let's go ahead and do the ground attack weapons for level 3. Let's try and just get started on that. 175 MPPs. It's still only 41. It's the end of 40. This is the last turn we have in 41, guys. This is why I said it's going to be exciting, because you know what time it is after I hit end turn? It's time for the next summit. Finally, it's been like 6 months or more in real life since I have recorded the previous summit, and we're aiming to be able to record it today, so that should be exciting. So Germany's ready down to 438 MPPs. The snow is here, but it's just on the ground. It's not actively snowing, but we will want to be careful and not overextend, because that Soviet winter could kick in next turn, or probably the turn after that. I think it strikes in February if it does strike, and it could hit all of our units that are in Soviet territory, and that would be not very fun. I messaged him. I said, like, you tried so hard to kill that submarine. He's like, I'm just trying to finally do something. But of course my carrier couldn't hurt the sub. And so I took this moment to teach him something about the game. I was like, ASW's on escort carriers, because he's been like fucking that up all game. All right, so I gotta fix this now. This is in the wrong place. We were here, and it popped us out over here. What the fuck? That's weird. I think I was going to move it just over to Lille, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Same distance, yeah. So I guess I'll just move this rockets right now over to Lil. The AA is in the perfect position to defend all of this crap. So move you over to Lil. We won't attack with you this time. We'll go ahead and just bomb Portsmouth as per usual. Missing out on London this time around, but no big deal, really. We will potentially, at some point, need to upgrade this with AA and RD weapons. AA is probably more important right now than RD weapons. This tank, Africa Corps tank, that really needs repairs, so we'll go ahead and repair that. We do want to be careful. I think buying any more elite reinforcements anytime too soon may be a bit of a waste because it's extra expensive. And those units may just suffer from the winter and lose that anyway. But it would also grant them more survivability. So it's kind of like double-sided. We'll reinforce over here. It is actively snowing. Our attack values would be halved. So we're not really going to care about any of that. Leave everything else alone up here for right now. And take a look over here. This tank is capable on moving forward, going on the offensive. There is snow, but it's not actively snowing. So that's to our benefit. We can't really get very far. This is as far as we can get and actually be in active combat here. With only blitz attacks, mind you. He finally responded back. He said, just wish I could finally kill a unit. And I went to check to see, like, him killing units. I could have sworn he's killed an Italian colony garrison. I'm pretty confident that he has. Because I thought I rebuilt that, but it doesn't show itself here. So I don't quite know what happened there. But yeah, aside from maybe an Italian colonial garrison unit and like an Iraqi unit disappearing, soon to be something over here. This has had, oh, it has supply again. Somehow, I guess he's just, because he's moved, he got it down to 0 supply, but because he started moving around, now he doesn't have supply anymore. And now his units are out of supply. This one is, and it's attriting because of that. Okay, well, Ethiopia might live longer than I gave it credit for. Holy shit. Wow. So much stuff is just kind of working out for us, but this winter is going to hit pretty heavy. We have a lot of upgrades we can do now that we have better ground attack weapons, so the availability of air assistance is going to be questionable. Depends how many upgrades I decide to try to do. Let's definitely just get like reinforcements on this one. That's pretty simple. This one is something that could have elite reinforcements. You see, we're already down to 340 MPPs, so I'm a little cautious. I'm a little wary about all this. Well, we know the straight shooter tactical bombers, these definitely need to get an upgrade. The medium bombers can also get upgrades, and we need to put more things on towns. I can very much feel that. Whether we move something up or what have you, something needs to be put on a town somewhere to make this work easily. The availability of towns is not the greatest. If we could secure this, then that would be fantastic. This one's undersupplied, so I don't even know if I want to bomb. Well, I can't do anything else, so I guess lightening up this could be beneficial, but it's winter. Well, you know what? That still lowered its readiness morale enough that we went from 3 to 4 odds and 2 to 3 right there, so that's pretty good. This one doesn't quite have the range to really do anything else. Yeah, alright, well, shit. Let's go ahead and attack with the army. Hungarian army, blam. 5 damage dealt instead of 4. Unfortunately, we took 1 damage that I was not expecting to take, but you know what? That's what we were dealt. What does supply look like over in this region? I mean, not the greatest, but something. Let's go ahead and just kind of recon out. We could see that's fine. What's supply look like now? Still pretty crappy. He's moved a unit up to form a new front with us over here. And I don't know that the Hungarians don't really have the leeway to start going around shit like that. But they've pushed up to Rostov. He's got this other corps down here that could eventually be problematic. Rostov only has 2 supply right now, so that's going to be a little bit of a weakness. But with that, we can go ahead and move these other medium bombers forward. It's either that or the fighters, you know? I don't think I really care which one's all the way up on the front. Maybe safer for the fighters to be there. Yeah. Put these medium bombers over here on this mine. And now everyone's on a town and shouldn't need any other sources of supply. Long-range aircraft, ground attack on these tactical bombers sounds like a plan to me. The others can't really get upgrades. We're not going to do any bombing in the snow. We're not going to worry about any of that. This is defended, so that maybe changes what I was going to do before, because I think I wanted to go across there, but I don't think that's really an option anymore. So what we'll do is we'll move the 2nd Romanian army back to bordering Sevastopol. We'll move the 5th Corps over here to just defending that side of Kerch. Glancing at the diplomacy, he may have lost some mobilization potentially, but because he's moved his ships too far forward. But America's at 77%. We're getting extremely close to the point where I would say that we need to declare war on them. So this may be me going a little out in a bunch of different directions, but let's look at Japan real quick. They have no research to start, and they clearly need a naval focus right about now. The Zuikaku is capable of moving forward. I think I might need to start actually just flat out lining up any ships that are ready to be lined up at this point, because I feel like that's roughly where we are at this point. So for that, we might want to start moving things right up to the front here, where we could very quickly and easily move forward. There are some upgrades to be done on fighters, I think. Advanced fighters, yeah. Oh dear. He's got maybe 2-3 turns before America would enter the war by default, I think. At this rate, depends how much whatever he's, you know, fucking up does. Even from down here, they can still get far enough in if necessary. I think I will take the risk and go ahead and go for like advanced fighters here. Go ahead and go for advanced fighters here. And you'd need to be swapped in to upgrade, I think. Let's move you there, swap, and then upgrade advanced fighters there. And then they would get in position next turn if I think it's feasible. If I don't think it's feasible, then we'll go about this in a different way. But for now, I think we need to kind of speed this process up because he's making some progress. And I can feel that we're going to have a pretty big naval battle at the start here. He's going to fight me over Pearl Harbor, but I think it's probably worth it. Ooh, we got a Kaga back here as well. Hopefully we have at least a spare turn because I am going to go ahead and just do these upgrades. AA. A lot of AA. That will be very useful in the upcoming fight, for sure. We do have the Issei back here, which is capable. I don't remember if, like, what exactly his mobilization was. It sure was in 77. If he gets up to, like, 89, then we might have a problem, because he might just enter the war the turn after that. But hopefully it doesn't go up that quickly. We're at 255. I'm just gonna bum rush every remaining like naval unit with full upgrades. We're gonna take the Furutaka and get that just sailing down as far as it can get right now. There you go. And where are all of our escorts? We don't have a lot of escorts as Japan, do we? No, we do not. This one's just kind of stuck over here for right now. I'll just go ahead and move it right there. There are some submarines. Wow, they look very different if they're from Japan or the DEI. They look very, very different. Let's see. I, again, don't really know where we're going to be able to approach from, where we're going to have to approach from. I'll move this sub right over here for right now. I'll move this sub up, say, right about here. I'll move this DEI sub, maybe to this north end as well. Right about there for right now. We got battleships and shit that are going to get in the game. 2 battleships right here. We got all these other things that we do have to get into position as well. Let's put, because we have even more battleships too, like the Congo. Let's try and get these all into some kind of a position. Let's just make some kind of triangle formation for right now with the limited things that we can actually put out there. No destroyers will be in position right now. Let's put the Abakuma right there for the time being. Let's get the Ton moving in. The Ton moving in can just go right over there for right now. It's kind of a scramble. Japan really doesn't have a lot of escorts. The De Ruyter is capable of moving in. Let's go ahead and move the De Ruyter just right over here for right now. Let's move the battleships backwards. Let's move them back a little bit. Move the De Ruyter right there. There you go. That feels a little bit better. That sub The I-15 can just stay where it is for right now. If I have one more turn before I have to declare war, this might be a little finicky. If I have 2 turns before I can declare war, that's perfect. If I have 3, actually that's perfect. But I think maybe I might have waited a little too long. But we'll see how that goes. That's just the Pearl Harbor stuff out of the way. I wanted to get that out of the way because that's just gonna, it has to be my #1 priority with the fact that they're at 77% morale now. That's, or mobilization. That's just batshit crazy. Let's take a look at these subs. They're gonna be kind of problematic, huh? This one is 6 supply. Let's move it up here and then just start going. Whoa. Fucking hell. I would say southeast in a straight line, and well, we did, and we found the Annapolis. Let's move that just north a touch. This one has 7. Let's go ahead and move it this way. Just following alongside. We'll stay close enough to raid USA, UK at least. Now, can we get this one to safety? Send it up this way. Send it down. Send it down. And you know, this really, I don't know if this will work for getting it to safety, because it's like he's might come down here with this fleet. That fleet might be going somewhere is the problem. But let's just head straight down this way for right now. And maybe I put some subs in between him and this one as like a shield. I don't know. Maybe he'll specifically go looking for it up here. There's only one way to tell, and that's to get some subs out there. So let's see. This one can move up like so. That's in a very shielding position. And this one can move up in this direction as well. Getting it to at least right here so we can start raiding, I think, is probably a pretty good idea. Taking the U-73 down and moving it somewhere that we know is generally safe. Say right here and here, and maybe we'll catch him if he tries to come down this way towards this one. With the more elite subs while they're on their way places, they could get a little bit further, but they at least are in some supply access for right now, so that's good. This one has 12 supplies, so I'm guessing it was going north. This one has 9 supply. It's fine enough where it is. I think most of his ships are down here now. Let's move this one north, I guess. So far, completely fucking clear, which is incredible. Let's go ahead and move straight line right over here. All right, so more UK, USSR raiding. Canada, UK is not being raided, but that's not as important as some other things. It's also a little hard to maintain now that he's getting super navally active. He ran into our little trap over here. He definitely has some crap in the Mediterranean to worry about. Just taking a look at like naval stuff first. We could see he's like got a light cruiser here for God knows what reason. His subs, wherever he left them, they're definitely in range of this maritime bomber, but I'm not exactly sure where. I'm going to probably upgrade a lot of these bombers right now. It's going to be kind of expensive though, but damn, they look completely different. They went from like dive bombers to something that looks more like what is it called, like the B-10 or something, very quickly. 160 MPPs remaining. I will reinforce this second core up from where it is. I think that'll probably be pretty good. This one's a little weird of however we want to accomplish this. Our capabilities here are not the greatest. Let's move up this way, scan, do some recon. All right, we can see it's actually pretty clear. We could move the Africa Corps forward to claim Tula. It lets me avoid reinforcing it as well, which is nice. I can then move the first corps over to take Ryazk. I can't say these names. I'll go ahead and claim that. There you go. And then I have this recon here, but it doesn't need to be here. Everything we do over here is going to be by land, so let's just try 10th Army. Go ahead and do a prepared attack. 2 damage dealt instead of the 3 we were promised. Super sad face. But now we could try with the tanks. 1 damage dealt instead of the 2. And 2 damage dealt as promised and none taken. So overall, not a terrible result. This core is going to need to go somewhere. I'm not quite sure where. Somewhere maybe defensible. I'm not sure if pushing straight up is going to be smart, realistically. We need garrisons on the front. Let's go ahead and operate this garrison to Polotsk takes care of this partisan point right here, allowing that corps to move. We're also going to go ahead and operate the garrison at Dusseldorf. And we're going to place that right, where is it? Right around here. I guess right here should work, because there's a partisan point right there that needs to be watched. I think ideally I was going to move something that was not German over there, but I moved something that was German, so it is what it is. We don't need anything else German particularly on the front right now anyway. What do I have? I do have a spare Bulgarian ready to go somewhere. I have a spare Hungarian ready to go somewhere, Romanian, and, wait, no, that's not a spare Bulgarian. What am I talking about? That's in position. Okay, I have a spare Hungarian ready to go somewhere. There will be a Bulgarian and a Romanian soon. And there are other partisan points upcoming for them. I guess that one could be German. There's more partisan points we need to cover than we have these coalition Axis forces to begin with. But that's all the free ones I have if you don't include the one on Berlin. Hopefully, that's all the ones that I will need as well. I'll stick the recon unit right up here just for like maximum future recon. We'll move the 30th Corps over here, I'll say. We'll move Von Lieb to that town where I wanted to put him, which improves supply, but not really so much over here. But it does improve supply. This is a defensible location. It's a forest on the road leading across the river. We could see where his units are piled up more. So we're going to be outside Moscow, but not fighting over by the time this winter really kicks in. The snow on the ground isn't insanely bad. The lack of air support is what's going to make this turn a little rough. I'll move this corps, 12th Corps, up one, so I can move this army, the 10th Army, out of the way, blocking where the HQ is now. He does have a lot of units up here, honestly. He speaks like he's lost everything all the time, but he does have a lot. I keep killing and killing units. I mean, you saw the graph of how much I've killed, and yet he still has this many units to defend Moscow with. Now, there's this big open spot here, but still, there's a lot of units, man. We'll try an attack here against this corps. Polish Rebel Corps, that's funny. 1 damage dealt only and 1 received. That's a very terrible result for what we actually had in that fight. Don't know if I want to go into this marsh or in the field. Probably the marsh, because we'll have more defenses in the marsh. Well, so let's go in the marsh, putting up a little defensive formation. Move the 14th Army forward here. Blitz attack, dealing 2 damage to the enemy army, taking 1 damage on the elite reinforcement, unfortunately. Using the corps, dealing 2 damage. That's more than we were supposed to deal. Taking no damage, so not really the best odds in our favor here, but still a lot of stuff is working out for us. The 21st Corps is going to move and take Voronezh and see what's ahead. He's got an army back here leading towards Stalingrad. Don't know if he's retreating there or what, but we have gotten past him over there anyway. We will have some amount of supply spread. I don't really know if he has anything further out here towards Saratov. It is hard to move through these locations though right now. I think we do need a lot of movement in this region in general though. We're going to move the 13th Corps. They cannot force move or anything. They can't force march, so we're just gonna move them up like that for right now. That will let me move Rommel forward, which is going to be ideal. We gotta start moving Rommel forward. Let's move von Bock forward up here, kind of progress our line a little bit. And I guess I am nervous about moving up there, but we'll move up to right here with this corps to scout out what's ahead. And we're kind of at a semi-defensible location. It's a field. It's not exactly defensible. With an HQ moving forward, though, supply is looking better than it was looking momentarily before now. He can't really get in the way of me here to the point where I just wouldn't have any supply available, so that's not really a concern. Let's go ahead and move the Slovakian Corps forward down the road, scouting up towards Saratov. He's got nothing up in that direction. Get this first army moving as far as it can move naturally right now in that direction. I guess I did too many actions. The game is mad at me, and now it's auto-saving, saying, "Fuck you, Res. How dare you do so many things?" Let's go ahead and reinforce the 3rd Luftwaffe fighters here, which are certainly going to be defending in some regard again. Oh boy, we have this corps which can move up towards this front as a backup unit. That seems pretty useful to me. Make sure we're not leaving anything that has a partisan, a garrison requirement. Nothing's being left untaken care of, at the very least. These boys can force march this army right here, and that might be ideal for getting them up towards the front as soon as possible. And that's really where they're going to be needed. So I'm just going to force march, run these guys all the way up north. They have some upgrading they can do as well. And this is a little dangerous, but I'm going to do this to kind of form an actual line here. Try to urge him away from trying to do any breakthrough tactics or anything like that. These tanks are in an interesting position. And these tanks are in an interesting position. They have options of where they could go. But if they rush, they won't be able to get like elite reinforcements in and whatnot. Question is, do I feel like I need them to have elite reinforcements and whatnot? Sending them up just like this way might be better because there's more room for them to do stuff. But there's more room to maneuver around this side. So I'll tell you what, I'll force march the blue tanks up towards Orel. We'll force march the blue tanks up there. The other ones, I think I'm just going to move around to this side. What's supply look like again over here? Not the greatest, but yeah, just force march. No, I mean normal, just movement around this way as if they're going to circle around as we start moving the German units around Moscow in this big like slanted line leading towards Kubyshev and etc. Because if we could snipe his rear capitals and all of his industry before Moscow falls, I mean, that would be ideal. But we're going to need to send up all the tanks and armies to allow myself to put the cores over in that direction. Until I do these movements, that is essentially what we are waiting on. And what does supply look like over here? Best along the road. All right, so let's move these tactical bombers up here towards Bryansk. These Luftwaffe fighters need to move forward somewhere where they can defend our forward deployed units. They're never going to have too great of supply up in this region, but we'll move them to right here for right now. It's defended enough, and they will be able to defend enough. The third fighters will probably move in the future, but not for right now. Over at Finland, I'm going to force march the first corps just over here for right now. I'm going to force march this garrison over into the woods. Heading this way, save out on some operational costs from right now. Suomussalmi could use some repairing, realistically, I guess. So we'll head Suomussalmi, I guess, south, because that's the only place we're going to find supply to repair. No matter what direction we go with it, we'll still get somewhere where we can repair sooner rather than later. Keep those arty shells locked and loaded in case he tries to move forward and attack any further. Keep the Helsinki Corps in the rear ready to assist. We have garrisons at every other important point, and they are upgraded with infantry weapons level 2. I'm going to move the 1st Hungarian Army south past Rostov, and I'm going to take this corps and move it up probably to right about here as a defensive fixture. So if he does make it across the river, where his supply will probably be worse, he'll get stuck in between an army and a corps before he could ever reach anything like this, and the army that's actually fully reinforced can hopefully scare this corps away, maybe just push in that direction in general. I don't really have anything set to defend over here, but I think I do have units coming for that. Yeah, some Romanian cavalry units. It's not perfect, but it'll be something. And speaking of something, let's get these things starting upgrading with anti-air, artillery. 30 for each of them. Oh gosh. Artillery, anti-air, and artillery. We have 30 MPPs remaining as Germany, and all that stuff is done. With my remaining 30 MPPs, let's just go ahead and do some reinforcements here, which is +4. Which is good enough on Palermo. The Bitaliska Corps, that should be fine enough for now. 0 MPPs remaining exactly, so Germany's done. We are out of time for this episode, so we'll continue and probably finish up the turn on the next episodes. For now, thank you guys very much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.